Ready to Love Season 4, and we are continuing with our award nominations. This category is for Best Up and Coming. And the question is, can she adjust? Check out my other video. I did two other videos, so check those out. But this award nomination is Best Up and Coming, Can She Adjust? And my three nominees are Shiloh, Zadia, and Sabrina. The reason I'm calling this Up and Coming is because these three women, I feel, had a lot of what it could have taken to get a little further, even though Sabrina went all the way. But they're still missing something. And so the question is, can they make the adjustments they need to do to go further in their pursuit of love? So first of all, let's talk about Sabrina. If you go back to Sabrina's interview questions when they interviewed her before the show, there was a couple of things back then that told me that Sabrina was going to have a problem. One of the things she talked about was she wanted a guy with a big D. And I remember thinking, isn't Sabrina 46 years old? And I'm not saying at that age, we're not interested anymore in, having sex. But typically the type of men that Sabrina are going to attract, they're going to be older men. And they might be slowing down a bit, Sabrina. So I'm not saying you don't want that, but I'm not sure it should be at the top of your list. The other part was I felt she was looking for guys that wouldn't be looking for her. I felt she was looking in the wrong type of places for someone in her situation. A lot of people had a problem with the fact that Sabrina was an ex-stripper and what type of man would want to be married to an ex-stripper. I think there are some men that wouldn't find that, wouldn't have a problem with that. If you guys watch Real Housewives of Potomac, Mia was an she says she wasn't a stripper, but she was in the adult entertainment industry. And she's married. And I kind of think that's more of the pathway that Sabrina needs to go on. She needs to find someone where that's not a problem. But with that, there are going to be some drawbacks. There are going to be some things she's going to have to accept. And the other part that she said was she doesn't want to settle. So I think Sabrina needs to make some adjustments in what she's looking for, who she thinks would really be attracted to her. But if she makes these adjustments, I think she could find love. The next person I want to talk about is Shiloh. Shiloh actually started off pretty fast. She had several guys that were interested in her. She was in the top for several guys, and she flopped like a freaking whale at SeaWorld. Shiloh was going to have to go back and recalibrate. I know that she is an intimacy coach, but somehow she believes she needs to bring her profession into her personal life. And I think that's a mistake. Just like when you're a lawyer, you don't come home and litigate in the house with your husband. Nobody wants to be arguing with you all day. Just like when you're a teacher, nobody wants you to come home and give them instructions and tell them what to do. Shiloh needs to separate what she does for a living and what she does with a man in her life. And that's what Phil taught her. No one wants to sit around and talk about their feelings all the time with you, Shiloh. So you might need to get your cup full doing that at your job. And then when you come home or when you're trying to work with a man, you don't have such a need for that. Because that was a big problem with her and Phil. And to be honest with you, I think it would be a problem with a lot of men. So I think Shiloh needs to adjust to that so that she doesn't get herself in the position she got into the last time, which is frustration and feeling a bit insecure because the guy obviously thinks Shiloh's a nice person. See, what Shiloh ran up to was she is a nice person. And nice people don't want to hurt their feelings. If Shiloh was like a bee and no one liked her and she was nasty, which we'll get to Zadia, men don't have a problem telling you to your face, I don't want you. See, but Shiloh was nice. And so Shiloh might be the person where guys aren't upfront with her because they really don't want to hurt her feelings. So I think Shiloh needs to make these adjustments. But she's still in this category as in best up and coming. The third nominee is Zadia. Zadia started off hot too. Zadia had a lot of men interested in her. Zadia had a body, Zadia. Can't nobody deny Zadia got a nice body. Zadia is pretty. Lots of men were interested in Zadia. But once Zadia started opening up her mouth, lots of men started to become unattracted to her. Once again, I think Zadia is bringing too much of her profession as a personal trainer into a relationship. To be a successful personal trainer, and I'm going to say that Zadia is successful, okay? You have to infuse in people a level of grit, a level of toughness, right? And that's probably what she does all day. But nobody wants that toughness at home. Men don't want that toughness at home. Zadia has to learn how to leave that part of her at work, and she needs to soften herself when it comes to men. The other part about Zadia that actually can be a good thing and a bad thing, the first good thing is I think Zadia is very loyal. So loyal to the point, if you watch my other video, she was so loyal to Kamil that she went down with Kamil. And Kamil really didn't go down, but Zadia went down. And Zadia, if you were listening to me, I saw the previews of next week, and Naeem is sitting with you, y'all, the color coordinator. He got his arm around you, and he starts talking about more women were here trying to look for friends they're ready to love. Girl, you better listen to that man because he is speaking to you too. He may not be looking at you in your eyes. He may be trying to address it to somebody else in the crowd, but he is also speaking to you. Naeem tried to save you, but you was too tough to listen to him. You need to soften up. You need to let your guard down. You gotta get rid of the fight or flight. You only need to make a couple of more adjustments. You see, I talk about Sydney and I talk about the phases of getting to marriage, and the first phase of attraction. This group of women I'm talking about, they have the attraction part down. They're able to attract, but they get stuck because something comes out and it runs the men away, or it makes the man not want to give them what they're ultimately looking for. So that's why I'm calling this category best up and coming. But the question is going to be, can they look at the feedback from what happened on this show, put it together with feedback they've received from other men in their life? This show may be edited. This show may have taken things out of a context, but I can guarantee you some of the things that people are saying about these three women have heard it before somewhere else, and they've blown it off, and they felt as if I don't need to make any adjustments. I just got to find the right guy. I can continue to be who I am. Absolutely not. Listen to me, ladies. No one cannot come into a relationship and not change. Because are you going to ask a man to come in a relationship and never ask him to change anything about him? Absolutely not. You're going to ask for probably lots of changes. And they're going to want changes from you too. This idea that we can get people to love us who we are, it's a fantasy. It doesn't mean you have to change your whole self, but you do have to mold parts of yourself to blend with another person. That's what marriage is about. It's not about two people coming together and staying two people. No, it's about two people coming together, blending and becoming one. So anyway, those are my nominations for best up and coming. Let me know what you guys think. Did I get this category right? Who do you think would win out of this category? And next week, based on what I see at the reunion, I'm going to crown a winner of this category, in which woman is showing the most growth since the season, who says, you know what? She might be ready to love. All right, talk to you guys later. And look out for my next video. Okay, bye.